Yeah, very established scene in South America. And these two teams, they're going to be showing us what they're made of in the server. We can see it's going to be Argentina versus Brazil for that fourth spot, going to be joining Poland, who we saw qualify earlier today in that best of three versus Team IESF, as well as Team Indonesia, the host country, and Namibia, the African qualifier. So that's the four teams. Well, that's the three teams that this team will be joining. We can see the veto here. Well, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I think you mentioned it that this could potentially be one of those matches where we see this like kind of default South American map who will come into play. So we have Ancient and Vertigo immediately gone. No surprises there. Mirage picked by Argentina. Inferno is picked by Brazil. And we are going to end it all on no other map than Dust 2.
Yeah, Mirage and Dust 2 are staples of the South American scene. I think they're maps that we see anytime there's a best of three between two South American teams. So no surprise to see them here. And I do like the Inferno pick from Team Brazil. I think that could be an interesting one because it is a map that we actually maybe don't see quite as much. I kind of expected Dust 2 to maybe come out, particularly as the Brazilian lineup. In fact, both these teams are kind of mixed squads representing the two countries. So Dust 2 is quite a good brawling map, but perhaps expecting that it could be floated as that decider, they go for a map that maybe they've been doing a bit of prac on in Inferno.
Yeah, exactly. And we see every single one of the more technical maps have been banned out. But these teams are, as you mentioned, mixed lineups from different teams. I think heading into it, it might actually be Argentina that have the upper hand.
Yeah, we were taking a look at these two lineups and having a chat before the game, before the stream started. And yeah, two MIBR players playing on the Argentinian squad, would you believe, despite the fact that it is MIBR that they represent, made in Brazil. And China, actually, the recent addition
to that
irony,
squad. Right?
Yeah, it is a little ironic, isn't it? But it's still a great sign that they're being able to represent Argentina, their home country here. And yeah, I think just the fact that they play on one of the top South American teams, even though China is a very recent addition to that squad, only joining in the last couple of months, I think that they're just going to bring in that level of experience, kind of playing at the top level of their region that might be enough to set them as the favorite.
Yeah, precisely. Perhaps that is where Hisha, her teammate in MIBR, discovered this talented player, China,
True.
when they were practicing with the national team. Another one that is currently also playing at the top level in Parabellum esports is Armcam. And we will perhaps see some good stuff from her as well. And I do believe, if my information is correct, that the remainder two players are also playing together in LRV esports. So perhaps if they have this team play and this experience together, we're going to see a couple of attack squads, a couple of duos battling it out on the server. But on the other side, with the Brazilian lineup, these are some unknown faces, at least for me.
Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise as to what we've seen, what we'll see from them. And that's why Inferno, I think, is an interesting choice as a map, because it could be that they've been practicing on that one, trying to come up with a few strategies. And it could be quite hard to prepare for a team that you can't study the demos of, that you can't kind of, put in that research to find out how they're going to be playing, what their setups are going to be looking like, how they're playing the T side. So yeah, I think that gives them a bit of a potentially upper hand, slightly, but the experience, I think, will.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
What we do for the good of the realm.
It's no easy thing to be a dragon's fan.
We will return the House of the Dragon to glory.
Definitely shine through for Team Argentina.
Yeah, and it's good. I think as well. They're going to be heading into their map pick of, we're starting things off where we could have ended the previous final on, Mirage. It's going to be a banger of a game nonetheless, and I do believe we will see Team Brazil start off on the CT side.
We're hopping straight into things. Pistol round. Those lovely country flags on either side, and it's an A hit looking likely. The utility starts to come through for Team Argentina as they start to make their way out. Smoke is deployed to counter, and there's also a hit on the CTs. They have a bit to work with, but the opener comes to Team Argentina. 2 great kills from the Tiers, and even a third one to follow up. The CTs have arrived. They've actually caught off the bomb planter. Yu's going to catch her off guard, and now Arclickers can get that bomb down. It's into the 3 versus 2. That kid has also been lost. It's over towards CT, and Kizza gonna find another one. Just the 1 versus 3 now, and a nice shot from Nashina. Does put it back into a 1 versus 2, but she has 4 HP. These shots have to be precise, and a single shot to the body is all it takes.
Yeah, excellent round there by Shinna. 3 kills with that P250. You get a bit of a, how would you say it? There's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders when you have a teammate who decides to drop you that one in the pistol, and she comes through. Beautifully done by her. The taking mid control quite quickly here. Team Argentina heading up.
They went for a nade stack towards A ramp, but nobody was home, and this decision to instead go up through short to be actually really like that, because if there is a stack on the B site, you catch it off guard. You can easily overwhelm any players in mid with the weaponry advantage, and you avoid kind of any unfortunate stacks that could come through.
Yeah, utilizing those long, the long ranges that you have, watching into B site as well from short, ensuring that you're not getting blocked into something on close range. And we saw it was excellent read from them as well. That nade stack down into A ramp did absolutely no damage.
Great start for Team Argentina on their map pick. Now the true test as the guns come out for Brazil. And it's going to be 4M4s opting to go lighter on some of the utility to get those rifles out. And they're just going to have the advantage against Galils and a Mac 10. And so Argentina's response is to go for a bit of a, I was going to say fast one, but they've slowed it down, getting ready to start that utility. But all 5 players are over towards the apartments. And here comes the util, going to start to charge out the Mac 10 alongside one of the Galils leading the charge. China just did the drive-by, gets one, can't quite convert the second. Kill does come through. Now 3 versus 3. Critical kill onto that player, and now it's going to be the bomb making its way to get planted.
Yeah, a brilliant pop there from Brazil. Gets China very, very close to the site. And with a couple of flashes, she pounces up. But this is suddenly turned around a little bit here. Vanessa in a 1 versus 1 against Natti, and Natti, she knows exactly where to find her, has the kit as well. This is around here on the board for Brazil. They actually managed to retake that site 2 versus 3.
Yeah, that was after that great 3K to open things up from Bunny as well there. That was really great, but yeah, her position was known in towards Van, and with such little HP, felt like that clutch was inevitably going to go the way of Brazil. Still going to continue to fight the bomb plant, and those 2 nice rounds early on, going to set them up for 5 AKs, so they still have the weaponry advantage going into this gun round again. And, spotted, using a bit of a one-way smoke in towards window. The opener goes to Nashina, and you has found one as well. Kisa gets one back in response onto Emma, and Arkin has found one onto the side as well. So it does go into a 3 versus 3. Just continuing to scale upwards, and nade. I'm actually only going to tickle Nashina.
Meanwhile, we have China. She has taken out the view towards short, and what a shot by Shisha. China chimes in with the last frag of the round as well.
It's the 2 MIBR players, Kisa and China, really showing That sort of level of play that we're used to seeing from some very sharp shots.
Sharp indeed. And the Brazilian squad is now left with not much to work with here. Narcinia, she has a couple of flashes and a deagle in hand. And there's some 50-50s, but they have stacked the wrong side here. In Brazil, there's only Narcinia who is here. Currently, she is playing very passively though from C to spawn. Flashes out, maybe a little bit prematurely. Uses both her flashes. But I believe they're gonna try to storm up on the side together. Great shot there. Can she do more damage? Yes.
Ooh, that's a little awkward, but I don't think this can be recovered. Great damage considering this was just a couple of upgraded pistols, but there's a chance here. She could use this little boost to potentially find one, but no, Bunny is holding for it. She's gonna get a few shots coming through from Palace, maybe try and escape with this AK. That'll at least be something into the follow-up.
Yeah, it both the AK and Kevlar, so able to not have to reinvest so much or too much into the following round. Can be the difference maker there. We see Emma and Nataluxa, they don't have much money, so can drop a weapon over to one of them so they can have more utility to work with, perhaps. Gonna get the AWP out on Narcinia now. And on the side of Argentina, it is Armcam who is wielding it.
Great start on the T side though. See why they picked into this map. Sun a bit slower now they got the AWP out. Mid is completely uncontested from both squads as well. Normally a focal point on Mirage. They're going to be neglecting it this time around.
Get spotted there initially, then they're still going to opt to go for this A execute. Switches over, gives Bunny the off. Gonna go in first here, Arkham.
Great swing out from Emma's. Actually manages to get one and get away. Sheena with the AWP chimes in for one of her own, so already showing why she's got her hands on that one. Emma's is looking more. She's going to drop through. Kills the bomb planter. And the no-scope from Bunny. This round is absolutely out of control. Now it's a 1 versus 3, and she's been brought low from earlier. Had found one great no-scope, but they are pincering her in, and it's easy for you to find her.
Interesting to see how Argentina has been doing this. I don't know if you have noticed, but they went A, then they went mid, then they went B, then they were back to middle, then back to A, and then A again. And so they are really switching things up.
I thought you were about to go and conspiracy on me and have like, this is the pattern they're following. It's like predicting every single round.
Almost. It is close to it, but you and Nataluxa, they're gonna be having a field day here, shooting a gallery. And yes, Jewel and China are out of sight though. Oh.
Okay, they can overwhelm the AWP here. In fact, she misses the shot, but oh, nice P250 kill, and she's repositioning, trying to avoid this Glock. Actually, it's Tech 9. Kiz is just charging through. She has the bomb on her back as well. They've rotated over. She's going to get the bomb plant 100%.
Yeah, and if she can manage to cross...
Oh, actually, Emma might get here in time. Ooh.
Oh, the timing.
Oh, the timing. Okay, she's going to get the bomb plant down. Spam comes through as well, so now she knows that a player is in towards connector and even does a bit of damage. The flashbang allows her to escape.
And they don't know. They can't be sure that they think she's still on site here.
Tucked in. Already brought Nishima out earlier, and now she can finish the job, but no! Clips through the ticket box. Great shot with the AWP. Saving the round, but that...
Do you think the room will ever accept me as their queen.
What we do for the good of the realm.
It's no easy thing to be a dragon's captain.
We will return the House of the Dragon to glory.
That was an eco rush.
Eco Rush, making it very expensive for Team Brazil. Only 2 players surviving, but luckily then the AWP has been brought into the next round, and it is Armcam who is going to battle it out here. Good spawn for mid. Gonna get that support flash from Shisha. Not peeking out just yet. Slow. Things have been slowed down a little bit.
Now mid-control is established. Highlighted earlier that they were kind of leaving that one empty, and so was Brazil on the defense. Happy to concede it, preferring to lean this heavier presence towards A, and oh, what a wallbang. Kissa brings Emma's down low without even seeing. It is unconfirmed damage, but it's still not going to be something Emma's happy with. She's going to be having a bit of a headache from that spam. Or backache, I guess. If it was a headache, she'd probably be dead. And Kissa made her way into window and remove the AWP.
Yeah, survives that encounter with 8 HP. But that is the AWP taken out off the hands of the Brazilian squad. And with that also the top fragger for them so far. No, not the looks. Are they gonna check it? No, but Lily Thames, she is quick to reply. Yeah, another time that they are managing to get their hands onto this B site. But the question is, will they be able to stop the retake from Team Brazil?
And, well, that's all she wrote. Fantastic use of utility in the post plant there. Good isolation of the angles. And that all kicked off with all that work that Kissa did in towards mid. She get that spam onto Emma to bring her low, and then jumped her way up off the bench in the chaos in towards window to find the AWP. She's doing a huge amount of work. She's top of the leaderboard at the moment, 11 for 4.
Brilliant. Gonna see if they're gonna go for that boost to peak down connector. Not gonna happen here, and we see that this is another stack here with 4 players of Brazil stacked towards that B site. Only Nashinya, who is playing for information towards CT spawn. Gonna have a bit of a slow round here as they're starting to make their way up to short, and this 5-7 can be lethal. Emma, she's good for 1.
But they're lined up for a second, but not quite able to get it done. But that's a Deagle shot. Puts it back in the favor of Brazil, and oh, there's 1 kill, and what a clear from Arkin. You do not expect such a close range clear with the AWP.
Yeah, just
That is something.
swings it straight. Even takes the time to scope up to ensure that she gets it. Don't want to whiff no scope in that situation. That is brilliantly done. And you... Oh, what a shot from you, though. To take out this
Thanks.
player out of apartments. Was absolutely brilliant.
The yeah, what a round. And they have to save these rifles because look at the money. But Emma's and Natty can actually bind the next, so they will have something to work with. It's going to be a rough one for the final member, but yeah, they're actually going to bring in the pause, which is maybe a good choice here to consider how they want to play this one out.
Yeah. We have seen Brazil favor kind of stacking at B site, making some setups there. Trying to utilize those close angles, but it hasn't really been working out so far. Team Argentina has come off with a strong start. Of course, it's Kisha who is leading the way. 11 frags for her. But China also on 7. But the player that has impressed me a lot is actually Bunny Azul. She is the support player in LRV Esports. And, well, she can for sure also fire her rifle. It's always nice to see some new faces in matchups like this. And
Mac 10's interesting, isn't it? She doesn't have to be using that. If you look at the money. So to me that signals speed. And that's exactly what's happening.
Oh, but they are running into Lottie, Silveria, and now perhaps Bunny Azul wishes that she had gone for that AK instead. Uses out the duel, and Emma, triple kill for her. Also takes up that AWP so she can toss it over to her teammate. But the fast A round wasn't working out for them this time. Back to mid.
Yeah, they're getting mid for free, so why not continue to take it? It's such a pivotal part of the map, and if the T's can get control of mid, it really opens up what they can do. So T's have to be constantly aware of this position and the sort of A crunches and even the B splits.
Nice one, no?
Go. I don't think it was as nice as it looked.
It looked nice, but I think it exploded a little bit too prematurely in the air.
Hate it when that happens.
No, Shinya, she's taken out as well, trying to go for a little bit of a jiggle peek in towards connector. Argentina, they have grouped up once more and is going to hit this B bomb site. Made onto car, no one is there. Back of site is Nataluxa. She gets taken out.
That kill might be what signals the end of this round for Brazil. She was the sole defender on this side of the map, and already they're scrambling. No sense going for this retake, and great response from Argentina after losing that round prior. They come into this one with just the 3 rifles, and they're able to get it done. Those Bunny Azul and Umpkin finding the openers.
Still patiently waiting here, Team Argentina. They're not taking any chances. Have to get out of here now. Save these rifles. Can securely do that. Kisha is on a little bit of a hunt. Only a deagle in hand, so that is not a bad choice. 7-4 now. And Argentina, they're off to a brilliant start on their map pick of Mirage.
Yeah, I think 7 rounds is already good on the T side, right? Like that's a comfortable number of rounds they're working with, and they've got the potential to get 4 more if they continue this momentum. Although the 8OP is back out for Nashina, and she's holding the angle, and actually she's sitting there, smoked off. Maybe waiting for a timing to fire off that shot, but because there is looking for a timing round, she's just charging up. It's a little bit of an awkward duel, but she does come out ahead. That puts a lot of pressure now into Nataluxa as the solo defender here. The rotation does come through, but Kiza is not stopping. She is just holding dub, and that's exactly what we expect from these MIBR players on Team Argentina. Bomb is going to get planted, and this round is over.
Yeah, over before it's even begun, and China chimes in with a beautiful headshot onto you. And only Nati Silveria left here. Is she even going to be allowed to save her weapon into the following round? She is not, and this is a pause called here, tactical for Team Brazil. They really have to start trying to perhaps contest mid. I think they're giving up way too much map control for Argentina. Argentina is just allowed to do literally anything they want at this moment.
We haven't seen them take mid-control once. That's something highlighted early on. They were just leaving it completely open, preferring to focus their attentions towards the A site and then have that connector player kind of focusing on covering mid. But you can't just let teams get away with that. They'll just accelerate up short like we just saw from Kiza. She just charges all the way up. There's no one there to stop her, and she catches them completely off guard and pretty much secures the round with that first kill. So would love to see them start to contest.
Do you think that Rome will ever accept me as their queen?
What we do for the good of the realm.
It's no easy thing to be a dragon scout.
We will return the House of the Dragon to glory.
This won't be the round to do it though, because they don't have anything going into it. Just going to be a couple of pistols. So
Yeah.
9 rounds already looking assured for Argentina.
Yeah, definitely. And Shisha, she has quite elite stats here. 1337. Brilliant start for her.
Elite,
It
as us boomers would say.
It is elite indeed. Not going for that heavy B stack this time. Brazil, they're instead opting to do a little bit of research up in apartments. 3 players in mid here now, and 2 who is ready to go up of ramp. China with the first, China with the second. And arm com, that is just brilliant.
Well, that's that 9th round about to come through. You might be able to get something on the retreat, but given they've pushed towards CT, they're not really going to be making their way to her either. So not even really a chance to get a rifle at the end.
They are actively hunting for her though. China with 1 HP, she's not letting go of that W button. And that's all she wrote. Very fast-paced here from Argentina. They have done every strat possible almost in the strat book. They have executed on A, they have executed on B, they've gone for the B splits, and now with the A splits. So despite this team being a mixed team, they sure do know how to run some strats.
Well, that's the thing about Mirage, right? It's such a well-played map. It's a nice way of putting it. Everyone knows how to run. They know all the different strats that come out. Gonna caught off guard here, not expecting a 3rd player, and in fact, Gina is doubled up, so that's a good response from her. But the A-bomb side has been left undefended as a result of this triple stack in towards mid. But yeah, for Argentina, right, it's a map that they're definitely comfortable playing.
Yeah.
So I think they're happy that Brazil picked it. They're like, yeah, take it. That sounds great to us.
Great for us, and
Sorry, they got to for us.
yeah, Fisha, she just on the rotate in, she comes bringing the bomb on her back. It's good for 1. Now the bomb needs to be retrieved, and Armcam, she does that indeed. Bomb is gone down, and oh, this is brilliant. Posting up on that position, she can perhaps catch that as she's trying to make her way in. Seem to know where she's at, and that must have been a crazy shot. Nataluxa now against MIBR player China.
Ooh, looked a little awkward there as the first shot misses, but a great conversion of that burst fire to find the head. That's going to get them up to double digits as we go into the last round of the half. Looking so strong here against Brazil. Argentina running away with this one quickly. I would say a must-win round really for Brazil, because 4-11 half going into the CT side is pretty strong for Argentina.
Very, very strong indeed. And look at all those flashes that's been dropped over to Armcam. He's gonna be able to keep flashing his key players who are not blinded at all. China gets 2, and that's a bomb shot for Demma.
Good stuff. Able to get the bomb planter, and now they know exactly where this final player is. Armkin with the AWP. Armed and ready up and towards apartments, but there are so many players and a great pre-aim. Emma's finds the kill at the very end, doubles up to take this round for Brazil. Mentioned it was a must-win round, and they do win it, so they're going to at least get 5 going into the TSI. But what a dominant display from Argentina.
Very dominant, and look at that as well. 3 of the rounds that they did manage to take Brazil was in retakes. So it seemed that Argentina, they were able to find their way onto the bomb site, getting it almost every single round.
Yeah, I felt like they had free real estate no matter where they went. They were able to get into it. But now going into TSI, I'm interested to see what Brazil can show us. It's going to be a hit towards the A site, and there only are 2 defenders here. They've gone for a triple lean towards the B site, expecting something to come through from there, but it's not going to. 1 kill goes the way of the CTs, but Emma's is there to trade them both out.
Emma with 2 quick ones there, and also plants the bomb. Oh, Bunny Swirl though. Even things out, and now it's all down to you.
She has a smoke and a kit. She could just stick this, and in fact, she's going to do it. You can't quite connect the shots, and there's just no time. The ninja comes through. Buddy Azul, what a round, and even gets the final kill. Salt in the wound.
That is brilliant by Bunny Azul. Coming in here and being one of those later additions to this lineup. Live in our information sheet that we got. There was someone named Valuru who she is playing instead of. What a brilliant performance by her. So far, so good.
This defense, so strong. That was a full investment from Brazil. And the MP9s just make short work of it, just running around the pillars. China darting back and forth.
China is having none of this. Her and fellow MIBR player Kisha, they are very establishing their dominance, I would say. They are the 2 players of all players that we see on the server today, who is playing at in what we would assume to be the second best or third best, definitively a top 3 team in the whole Pan-American region in that MIBR roster. And they certainly look the part.
Absolutely. Leading the charge in the server. No surprises there at all. Timeout coming through for Brazil here as they've got a lot to think about this round. They're not really going to have much into it either. Quickly running away on their map pick are Team Argentina.
Gonna have 1 smoke for a quit, a couple of pistols. Of course, at the back of that full investment in the previous round. Not able to get a full buy leading into this round. Bunny Azul, she is just waiting, getting a flash there before she peeks out, and using that smoke to her advantage to take out you.
Ooh, great shot with the Tech 9. That's going to find a way in, but Arkham is there on the quick trade, and China is pushed through all the way through apps, and that's where the bomb is. So that round is pretty much just going to go the way we expected. Arkham is going to find the player in towards unders, and now it's, going to be all wrapped up. Put a bow in it. This round is done and dusted.
Yeah, look at China's movement here as well. She has dropped the bomb. She doesn't care. She wants the frag. She wants to find Nashinya in apartments. Gets punished for it though. That's a brilliant shot from Nashinya.
Okay, I said put a bow in it.
Yeah.
She's trying to unravel that bow, but it's not going to happen as much as she'd like to. Maybe she should get another nice shot, but no. Long range MP9 finds her. To Argentina, get up to that 13th.
Yeah. 1 versus 4 there. China, she wants to go aggressively and chase, try to take her out. But after that shot, do you see how much respect the Argentinian team? They put on the brakes. They were like, okay, you're not getting anything else out of this round. Understand how important it is. Still, they're leading 13-5. They need to have a great economy if they're gonna be 100% sure that they're gonna take this pick.
This round, we could see the importance of mid control for CTs. This is what Brazil were kind of leaving empty, and Argentina just show us what difference it can make when the CTs decide to take that control. The utility is perfect. They pincer it from all sides, from connector, window, and from short, and they find 3 kills for it.
Nice bit of a cheeky smoke thrown into B alls there. Gonna be a bit quiet. Only Nutty and Emma left here. Gonna be very difficult to find a way into the round.
Just holding to see if a push comes through, and I think that's fair enough, given that Argentina definitely showed that they love to push. And here we go. As soon as I say that, every single player is moving. W being held across the server for the CTs. And Emma's with the bomb. It's going to find one, probably a second as well, too. They're just going to keep fighting her. And eventually the trade comes through. That's now going to leave 1 player left. 1 versus 3. Bomb far away and with no time.
Yeah. Could have been a different story if it was Nutty with the bomb there. Could have potentially made her way onto the B bomb site, but at least she's able to save both her AK and those that utility that she has into this round. I would say Emma has been quite impressive. Great couple of shots there in the end, but it was just seemed to be too little, too late. 14-5, Lucy. What a start for Argentina.
Yeah, definitely seeing why they picked this map. They are really showing they've come to play here. They want that last spot in those Bali finals. And once again, kill goes the way of the CPs in mid. They have managed to get out, and Emma's also slipped out through A main, but Kizzer is quick to find her. 1 kill does come back in the way of the Tears. And Elixir is going to be able to pick up a rifle as well. So there is something to work with into this round, but oh, she's actually burning to that Molotov as it fades. Now they know her position. The bomb is all the way back in T spawn, and look at that minimap. There is a push coming through. Actually going down into lowers. So China, she could ruin everything. And she finds one, and she can just back off.
Yeah. She's actually gonna try to keep hunting for more here. She's making her way into towards T-spawn, and in the meanwhile, Nasinya finds Lulitans. Her and the Beagle has been doing some work earlier in the match as well. But once again, it's all too little, too late, as Team Argentina is on their 15th round. Only one more round for them here is needed to secure the victory on map number 1.
Could this be it? Team Argentina dropping a smoke as funny as Zil to play around. Giving her a bit of protection, working like a one-way. Although it is a little bit shallow.
Yeah.
Can still use that one. And the push comes through. Kizza gets the dink, but Emma is ready for it. The opening kill actually goes the way of Brazil, which has been a bit of a rarity.
Slowing, things are going slow and steady. We have that same smoke there, defensive smoke thrown by China. They decided to kind of split things up. 2 players probably gonna go for some information, try to even things out here in... Oi.
As the smoke
Not
fades, the jumping
looks,
headshot.
Absolutely disgusting. No, it's quite brilliant, as a matter of fact, and it is Armcam with her up in CT base, CT spawn, who is going to be tested. Brazil, the push is starting to come in. Saw that Molotov coming out of that position, so they should know that there is another player here. Will they be expecting Banizur?
Oh my
Banizur!
god. What a triple. Bomb dropped. Ready for the flank as well. You making her way through. Bunny is still to ruin everything here. On for the ace to save Team Argentina in this round and secure that map. Opening map. She gets 4. The bomb goes down. HP low between both these players. Emma's holding the angle, starts to back off, repositioning, moving towards jungle. This is good. Bunny Azul has to clear all of his angles. There's so many, and she has no health to work with. No smoke either. Look at this reposition. Emma's just going to drop into mid. Can play from connector. Bunny Azul slowly clearing, but the clock is not in her favor. Has a kit. Emma's just waiting for the tap to come through. Then she can swing out. Should be an easy round, and in fact, there it goes. She's going to drop a flash to try and give cover, and the shots are coming through. It is the ace, but I don't know if there's enough time. No. Great effort from Bunny Azul, but a good clutch from Emma's to save them.
She did get the ace in the end, but not enough time to get the defuse. Great work there by the last player of Brazil, and oh my. What a round for...
That was a 1 versus 5 as well that ace came from.
Absolutely incredible. And Bunny Azul, she wants to go for more. So, and Lulitans wanted to go for a bit of an aggression towards short and towards connector. Argentina, they're definitively not letting go of mid control as easily as Brazil was earlier. These fights are going back and forth. And in the meanwhile, we have Emma, who has taken out Kisha. Still off angle on this.
It's hard.
Oh no! Runs out of bullets. Pistol is, pistol is not gonna do it. Oh, but this can be a little tricky here. Luxa, she has the bomb and she is all alone. Her teammates, they managed to make their way up to the A site, and I think this is gonna go. Okay, she is spotted here though, Emma.
Okay. This one, now looking a bit more comfortable for Brazil. The bomb can go down. The AWP, not ideal on a retake, and her health is low. Once again, it's another player on for an ace clutch. She's going to swap to the M4. Has a smoke as well. And in fact, that smoke is going to give her a way through, plus information that at least one player is in towards CT. Going to re-smoke in the same position. It touches the player. She gets the information. Here's the sound cue. But she's so worried about a flank that's not coming. Flash going to come through, and she is going for this. Knows that a player was close by, but clock is ticking. The smoke does provide a little bit of coverage, and she's going to tap the bomb, forcing the swing out, gets the first, but can't quite get the second.
Yeah, still quite impressive round there by Lulitans. 4 kills on the board for her. And look at this. look at how the kills are all, how the stats are on the Argentinian side. It's so even. Every single one on 17 or more frags. But Emma and Nati Silva, they have done some work as well.
It's actually crazy now you remark on that. There is 3 kills between the top and bottom fragger of Team Argentina. That is quite the team effort.
That's a solid team effort, and we've had multiple. I feel the amount of multi-kill rounds, like 3K, 4K rounds, ace from Bonasur on one occasion. Oh, that's brilliant. I'm come.
Bomb. If they keep pushing, they're going to get this info, and I was surprised they didn't keep pushing, because that's what we've seen. This presence towards B has now drawn them back. China's going to be the one holding towards the B bomb site. The rotation's going to come back around. Team Argentina have been so mobile.
Yeah, they've literally been all over the place so far in this round, and I quite like this decision from Team Brazil. They are just gonna group up here towards that A site. Bomb has been dropped in spawn. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there. It is a couple of smokes on the back of Nataluxa and on you. It's gonna see a little bit of an execute come out. Bunny Azul though, she has Arkham. Arkham is just spotting from CT squad, getting a bit of attention. Trying to swing out here. But are they going to check the position of Bunny? They will clear her out. Emma and you now, 2 versus 2. Against the MIBR players. China
is open. Spray, it's awkward. Now it puts Kizzer in the 1 versus 1, but Emma just walks back, turned into her crosshair. The defuse will come through, and Team Argentina take the first map against Brazil.
Yeah, what a brilliant team effort that was from Argentina. But nonetheless, that was a 15-5 scoreline, and in the end I felt that Team Brazil really made that one a bit interesting. Managed to get a couple of rounds, 3 rounds there in a row, and they were looking poised to do a little bit of, at least some damage to the Argentinian confidence.
Yeah, I don't think it did as much of a dent in a couple of those clutch plays confidence. So Bunny Azul, that ace where she almost clutched out. She almost ended the game right there. And there was another valiant attempt a couple of rounds later. So, you know, great signs from the individuals, but it was a team effort really from Team Argentina that just ran across the line, particularly that T side, getting off to such a strong, dominant start. So Mirage goes the way of Argentina, their map pick. And we're going to have Inferno coming up next, the map pick of Brazil.
Yeah, and I think from what we saw here on the defensive side of Argentina, they were very aggressive, pushing a lot, and that could perhaps come and bite them in the butt if they're going to keep doing that on Inferno.
It was, however, the T side of Team Brazil where they started to really get a few of those nice rounds together. So it could just be the fact that they are playing a bit of a mixed style, that going for those, the T side can actually sort of pan out in your favor, because you can go for these aggressive fleeks, you can go for these split plays that kind of catch the opponent off guard. And, you know, if they're starting on their map pick of Inferno, if they've been running some strats, have some good defaults ready to go, then potential that they could maybe take this to that 3rd map of Dust too. But yeah, Inferno waiting in the wings, but definitely a dominant start for Argentina in this best of 3.
Yeah, I think that it was also some moments, beautiful, nice moments from the Brazilian side of things. And I hope that Inferno is going to be even more of a competition. So we will be right back after this.
It is time for the biggest IESF World Championship. More than 120 countries. Set your mind, set your strategy. Face the challenges. Break down the barriers. Bali, the island of gods, 2022. Are you ready to win? time for the biggest IESF World Championship. More than 120 countries. Set your mind, set your strategy. Face the challenges. Break down the barriers. Bali, the Island of Gods, 2022. Are you ready to win?
welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the delay, but we are now getting ready to jump into map 2 of Inferno. This is the map pick of Brazil. What are your thoughts going into this second map of this series?
What we saw from Team Argentina on Mirage was quite convincing to me. They have showed up in full forces today, and they looked quite dominant. Couple of rounds going in favor of Team Brazil at the very end, making it a bit more even than it looked initially. And of course, there was some brilliant moments. I think Yoon had this crazy couple of shots with her Deagle, and well, maybe things will turn around now that it is Brazil's map pick that we are heading into.
Yeah, we saw a few individual moments from the Brazilian players that looked quite solid, and you're absolutely right. On the tail end of that map, when we got into that T side, they looked a lot stronger, and it was just kind of some of those big clutch moments coming through from Argentina that were able to push it across the line and not let Brazil stage too much of a comeback. But with that momentum, kind of with Brazil almost, because of the run of rounds they had towards the end, going into Inferno and also being on that T side, which is where they looked a little bit more deadly, we might be in for a bit of a game and maybe a chance to push it all the way to that third deciding map of Dust 2.
Yeah, that would be such a treat if we were to have it go all the way, because this is the grand finals of the qualifier for the Pan American region. And whoever is victorious of these two teams here today will be heading over to Bali and play against the likes of Team Poland, Indonesia, and Namibia. So a lot on the line.
Yeah, we've already decided one finalist today, and we're about to be deciding our second who'll be going through to that finals, as we're going to be jumping into Inferno Map 2, and a potential for Argentina to secure their spot in those finals right here as we get into the pistol round between these two teams. Argentina on the CT side and Brazil on the T side of their map pick. And already it's aggression from Bunny as they're pushing down towards bottom mid. And it's actually no one in Banana. Look at the setup from Brazil.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
What we do for the good of the realm.
It's no easy thing to be a dragon's fan.
We will return the House of the Dragon to glory.
All passive in second mid.
Oi, oi, oi. You is finding something initially here, but oh, this hold here could have been more lethal than initially thought, but lethality is what Lulitans has had for breakfast. Absolutely cleans up on that long push there.
What a triple from Lilitans. That was absolutely insane. She had no armor either. Had to be perfect headshots or she could get spammed down, but what a series of shots just lining up for her. Perfect crosshair placement. An amazing triple to get things kick-started for Team Argentina. No bomb plant and very few kills means that Brazil are forced into the eco into the second, not going to be trying to buy up into this one. And it's a trio of FAMAS and, oh, that's a SA nade.
Yeah. Nade down towards logs. Very
That one's nice.
calm. Yeah. 100 damage at least by that one. Slow start by Team Brazil though. Kind of perhaps expecting this early CT aggression coming out of Argentina. To up here and oh, China, the perfect timing to strike. Gonna get the third one there as well, and that is quick 2-0 for Argentina. But now it is time to see what Team Brazil can do once they all have gotten AKs in hand.
Yeah, that was where they started to do the damage in their T side in Mirage. And they're going to have the fast superior weaponry here, because it is those 3 FAMASs and the 2 MP9s into the bonus round for Argentina. trying to play up close and personal with her MP9, knowing that closer aim angle is going to benefit her with the SMG. And she's actually pushed a bit further, really going for the aggressive peak. I've seen this so many times from these girls on the Argentina squad. They're happy to go for these pushes. She is rewarded with the opener onto you.
Yeah, once again, a very slow and defensive, passive start coming out of Team Brazil. Waiting patiently as the first couple of utilities has been thrown out by Team Argentina. It's still actually very stacked here, heavily towards that A bomb side. Not a Luxa and Nashinya though. This A site is almost completely open for business, and Bunny Azul drops down to hit, gets tagged up a little bit through the smoke, and she also finds not a Luxa there. This has turned into a 2 versus 2 as Shisha takes out Nashinya, and only Emma left here.
What a round from Bunny Azul. The fact that she gets 2 kills there and stays alive the whole time. She got dinged as she crossed to Big Pit. There's no world that she's supposed to survive that. But that smoke that the T's dropped to allow them to get in towards site and avoid the player in pit actually saves her life. And she's able to reposition and get a second kill and then just stay alive while Kizza rotates over. A stolen round, I think, in the end for Team Argentina.
Yeah, we see how fast paced the Brazilians were when they were heading into the fight. They already eliminated 3 players. No real reason to expect there to be another one, but that is just a stack of Team Argentina who is making it tricky for Team Brazil. But this round has gone quite in a positive direction for Brazil.
Yeah, looking like it should be this, although Arkham wins out that duel. Sheena had the chance to really shut down everything. Now they've got plenty of utility to work with on the retake. Have to isolate this duel and falling back towards Ruins. Going to be holding a bit of an off angle. That's going to have Arkham off as she swings around. But Bunny Azul is there to save the day. Team Argentina on the retake are able to come through.
Once again, it is Bunny Azul. She had an amazing performance on Mirage. That ace round in particular, where she 1 versus 5 actually, where she just didn't manage to get the bomb defused in time, was absolutely phenomenal. And look at that, she hasn't gone down yet. 6-0, very solid. It's such important frags to come through from her as well.
Yeah, she wasn't even really the player that we were kind of highlighting as one that we definitely mentioned that she's certainly capable. But China and Kizza, that MIBR duo, we were expecting to really be top of the server. And, well, those are the 2 players that initially filled the feed. One going down and one getting an opener.
Yeah. Over on the east side is Arkham. So look at this. What a peek from Shisha.
Huge find. And even more is Lula 10. She's going to be pushed back off. And they can take banana control, but they do have 1 less player to work with. And Team Argentina are going for this 2-2 split.
Gonna just be grouping up here now. Not this putting on that smoke towards the short in mid. Maybe hoping to be a little bit of a distraction. As that
smoke
normally will signal that they're trying to take mid control, and it is absolutely working. Look at this, Lulitans, she has evacuated the premises, and it is only Kisha left on this to defend this site. Look at this, she's just lined up, she's waiting for that plant to come through, and then she's going to try to hit the wall bag and not connect.
Okay. Retake is certainly on. The smoke comes through. One will be deployed towards Banana to block that off, but all players are actually on the site at the moment, trying to play around and fight in close combat. Flashes come through and they line up. Bit of a good spray here from you. Gets 1. It is closed out, and now it's just Kizza left. 1 versus 3. All her teammates have fallen. Can't quite hit the quick shot. Does in the end on the second attempt, and he's still on for this. The clock is ticking down and playing around in pull. Now Alexa is able to swing up and find her and can even collect the AWP.
Yeah, can do that. And I love the fact that there's a little bit of an over-rotation there that is caused by the Brazilians smoking off short like that, and even adding in a Molotov. I think that was what really sold that it was gonna be up towards middle. Fast play down mid is the name of the game in this round, and they are collecting these Brazilian players and their weapons as well.
And the bomb,
Big,
it's covered,
quick
it's
ones.
dropped.
What a development coming out, and Kishan and Armcam finishes things off here, and oh boy, every single round in the beginning, Brazil has been playing so passively, so smart, and expecting this aggressive push come out of Argentina. And then one round where they do not sit and wait for a solid 20 seconds down in T-ramp, that is when they get punished for it.
Cut around. The triple nade stack gets the kill. The AWP can be collected and all falls apart. Even into this round, Argentina find the opener in towards Banana, and Kizza, looking for one of her own, just hits the arm of you through the edge of the wall. She's going to have to fall back, might even swap the AWP around, and there it is. You get her hands on the sniper with the less HP, and it's also looking like potentially an engagement in towards Abs. Actually, no, that might be a boosted up player on top of Quad, in fact. Yes, it is.
Oh, Kisha, again!
Finishes the job.
Yeah. This time, though, she gets punished for it. Emma is waiting patiently for her to repeat that. There's a little shoulder peek there from Nashinya.
This player from Quad is just not going to be accounted for, though. Bunny is also going to try and bait her in by taking the contact, and now China can shine. She's got Nashina not quite good enough. Going to go down, and now it's a 2 versus 4. Bomb is going to be collected, and the B side is lightly defended at the moment, but a rotation is coming over. Smoke can be deployed out towards Rhodes, and is one for the cross as well. Flash being thrown through, but they're not going to be peeking off it. So that bomb can make its way through. That ruined Smoke. It didn't look right when I saw her lining it up, but I thought maybe she was just going for a bit of a deeper one. But in fact, it's just got a huge gap beneath it, and it's going to be exploited to the downfall of Embers. And now swinging out. Oh, actually, Silver's able to get one, but the trade does come through.
Yeah, look at this. They're searching for the AWP. Found it now, then the defuse can come through. And we have ourselves a tactical timeout here from the side of Brazil. Tell me, Lucy, what is happening here? How can Brazil be able to claw their way back into this?
I think we need to see some of that aggression that they showed us on a few rounds on Mirage. They've been sitting back and playing these passive lines, and Argentina are just going for the peaks. They're hunting for it. And leaving as soon as they find those first couple of kills, they're then just falling back and going into that passive setup. And when Brazil does go for those peaks, we saw Amos was able to punish one. You know, it's too late. By then, the player advantage is towards Team Argentina, and they can just set up for success in those retakes. So I'd like to see a bit of a change up, maybe some aggression, catch them off guard.
I can absolutely agree with that. And if they are going to go for these initial battles, they also must try to maybe not just peek directly into the Argentinian squad, because it seems to me that the aim of these players, Akisha with the open banana, she only has one bullet. You need to try to either mollo her off these angles that she's holding, or look at that. A lot of utility used early towards banana, but this time it's a more passive setup out of the Argentinian squad. I've been smelling that Brazil is gonna try to do something. gonna be getting a flash here. Naughty picks it together as well. That is good. Shisha with that Mollo is trying to force someone to come out into her crosshair. But in the meanwhile, of course, China has pushed into balcony to second mid. Finds 2 of the Brazilian squad there. And she just keeps going.
This is exactly what I was saying, though. Like, they're just sitting back playing so passive, and then Team Argentina just walk all over them. You have to take the initiative here, because if you don't, Team Argentina are going to take it for you, and they're just going to run you down.
I also kind of feel that it's China is pushing there on the back of the players who has gotten control of Banana, and then the Banana players, they're smoking off CT, and they're trying to kind of make a little bit of a fake. And it's strange to me that players in second mid isn't sitting back, like they're in the middle of moving somewhere. They're not just should be waiting then patiently for this aggressive plays to come out, because that is normally what we see of a response from the CT side in any game, really. That you're gonna have to search for a little bit of info or try to start on your rotation, which also can happen through mid and second mid. But establish more map control for Team Brazil is definitively something that they should be looking into doing. But in this round, it's going to be something fast, something quick. Emma barely survives that, 10 HP. But they are all here, and look at Team Argentina. Look at how they have these Brazilian team players surrounded from every angle, and Lurifans there. The nice kills from her.
Yeah, I like the idea of with the upgraded pistols going for something a bit faster on Banana, but then they just get slowed down, singled incendiary, and then they kind of just get stuck there. And Team Argentina, they have all the info. They hear all these players coming up Banana. They fall back into this 3-player defense on the B side, and then the push comes through to Banana just to close it off. There's no one sort of lurking out to catch off those players, and they just slow down. And once again, it's going to be a aggression from the CTs. Bunny is all looking for these duels. It's tough, and she has a teammate alongside her as well. They are going to come out with the kill. And they are even going to get away. Can't even be punished for it.
Oh,
my
even
God.
gets the tag through the wall. Dangerous situation there for Nautilus. In the meanwhile, someone who did manage to get some map control is Natti. Going to cause a little bit of a rotation here for Team Argentina, and a good setup here on A site from Bunny Azul and her teammate Armcam.
Not making any secret about this, though, and that's caused the rotation to come in from Library. Emma's with the bomb on her shoulders. Maybe could have been a bit risky going for that peek out towards Long, but she does find that kill, and now they're going to start to make their way through. Bunny is all in towards Pit has found one, but both these players on the side have been traded out. It's looking like one of the best rounds we've seen from Brazil so far, as they managed to get the bomb down, and this retake is nigh impossible for Lulitins, but she might give it a go. She might try and do some damage just with the economy as it is. They've got plenty of cash to work with. So if she could find a kill or even 2 here on the exit, that would be huge.
Yeah, particularly if she can manage to make sure they don't save the op of Nashinya into the upcoming round. Takes down Natti. Nashinya has her spotted though, but still only managing to survive the round with 2 players. Team Brazil, meaning that the investment that they have to make into this upcoming round is quite severe. No money left on Natti, no money left on you, only $50 in the bank for Nasinya. Should they lose this round here without getting the bomb plant, they will have to have another eco, and that would be very dire.
Oh, the nade and the wall bang. Not Elixir, no chance into that round. That is painful, and I think sums up a bit of how this game has gone for Brazil. Sitting behind the half wall, the nade hits you in the head, and then a bullet through the wall finish you off. This nade also. Oh no, it's gonna go a little bit deep.
Oh, what a sad way to go. Of course, no hiding possible from that kind of play either, because you are already behind the wall. would assume that in most cases that would be good enough, but Keisha, she has been locking down this banana so well, so this far in the game, and she has this lockdown all on her own, enabling the rest of Team Argentina to stack towards mid. That is exactly where Brazil has decided to strike as they make their way through brackets and out of apps, but Lulitens and Armpam, they are ready for it, and they cannot make it all the way up to the site.
Yeah, I think if that AWP kill had found success from Nishimia as she came out through balcony, then maybe there was a way into that round. But with her going down there, it was just a very forecasted attack through short. Could easily be dealt with most rotated players.
Very tricky shot to hit as well when you're strafing out there with that strafing out with the AWP is perhaps what Kishisha wanted to do as well, but there's no one to be found here. Because the whole Brazilian squad is ready to split up towards a site. Good timing on Molo. Yeah.
Slows everything down. China did go down in this position previously. She's swinging a bit more fast. They're going to be swinging out now after they've already come past it. Once again, only good for one. AK picks up, but Bunny Azul up on the balcony has the perfect lineup for two. Make it a third, and might even be able to close that with four. No, she has to fall down and reload. Now her teammates can come through. A great shot with the Deagle, and another one to follow up. Knows that a player is in towards pit, and here's the player coming from mid, but can't quite get it.
Oh, but those two shots from Nashinya. Oh, Lord. That there was a world where I saw her get the third one as well. You could see that she heard where the third player there was coming from, but this is not a fairy tale story, it appears, and the favorites leading into this final is leading the way. 10-2 Argentina. They want to go to Bali.
They got 11 rounds in the first half of their map pick, and that was on the T side, looking to replicate that success on the CT side. Although they do lose the opener, and it does get one back in response, but Emerson is there with a double, and it's going to continue to accelerate. A perfect flashbang allows top brackets control, and this is another good-looking round for Brazil. The bomb will easily be able to go down. And the two remaining CTs are over towards Banana, so I didn't even think a retake is on the cards. The economy doesn't support it either.
Yeah, and this is Brazil. Look at that. They were doing exactly what you were asking of them to do. The perfect counter to the Brazilian aggression. Just be aggressive back and in their faces. And of course, with Emma winning those two duels initially, opening things up, and then from that going forward, just moving quickly as a unit together up and get the site. Third round on the board for Team Brazil. The question is though, is it going to be too little, too late?
They need 5. I think even 4 isn't enough. I mean, it's still what we talk about the 11-4 half a lot, but I think with how the momentum's gone, I'd really feel that 5 is a minimum. Opportunity to get it. And if they do get this round, then a 5 actually looks likely because it will reset Team Argentina. That doesn't stop Team Argentina from going for a nice little setup in towards mid. It's a 4-player lean towards the A side. This has been where Brazil have been finding success, so I don't blame them for going for this bit of a stack over towards this side.
This is also something that they are able to do off the back of Kisha and Lulitans having got B site on full lockdown so far in the match. Have not really been able to get punished, and we have Lulitans just in Citizen jiggle peeking, while these 4 players of our Team Argentina can have a bit of a setup in mid. Vanessa, she gets spotted. It's her duel as well. It is all just a bait, a ruse here. Armcam and China chance in with a couple each. Only down to Emma. Come out of that App's position.
She's got 1 for free here. Even that might be denied, but no, they're going to swing and they swing together, and that's enough to remove Emma's before she can do any more damage. So 11 rounds, the minimum that Argentina will be taking into the second half, and a potential to even get 12.
At least for Team Brazil, they had enough cash, enough funds in the bank to get a proper buy coming into this very last round of the half. And we're gonna see if they can manage to get the final round, or if it's going to be a 12-3 scoreline in favor of Argentina. Armcam. Not usually the player we see here towards B. Lulitans. He's gonna at least get the trade. In the meanwhile, we have a push. A slow push coming up towards mid. That flash might be perfectly fine. At least that's this headshot. Oh, Kisha.
Almost the double nose go. Does leave you in a 1 versus 2, but Bunny Azul is there to close it out. What a half from Team Argentina. 12-3 as we go into the second half on Brazil's map pick as well.
Yeah, that was super strong, and I am very convinced that Team Argentina, who came into this final as the favorite team, they have really showed why they had that stamp leading into it. But if Brazil can manage to find this crucial pistol round on their seat side, they might have something for us. Tense though, she stops Nataluxa as she tries to cross for info. And there is not a single Brazilian woman here on A side left to defend.
That one hurt. She's just jumping across, and as she gets to the boiler part, almost makes her way over. The headshot comes through. That is so unfortunate. And now the retake gets incredibly tricky. China even pushing up and taking the player out from apartment. She can now wrap through, so there's a timer on this retake. But Emma's has some nice shots that she can deliver up. Tucked into the back of sight, though, is going to be Littons, and she closes it out. Team Argentina get the pistol and are now only 3 rounds away from that trip to Bali.
On the Brazilian side of things, Emma has had some phenomenal rounds. I think out of the 3 that they've actually managed to get, she has been crucial in at least 2 of them. But it's very difficult when the whole side of Team Argentina is firing on every cylinder. You're gonna be firing up towards B, and Emma can't do much in that situation. And they're just going to be chasing for this. China gonna keep moving forward. Arma come right behind her. Together they take out Nati, and it is all left to Natinya. Gonna be looking to go, and Ninja Diffuse, perhaps. Is there a kit somewhere that she can grab?
I don't think it matters. It seems like Team Argentina are aware of it. They've kept 2 players here. They've brought another one back. Kizzo is going to become Maestet. Even gets killed in Mac 10. So no chance there. A pause going to come through. I think for Team Brazil. They've got 1 more remaining, and well, they've only got 2 rounds left if Argentina continue how they have been. They have the guns out now, so this is their chance to stage the comeback, but it does feel like they're just slowing down the inevitable at this point.
Yeah, it's I'm getting the same kind of vibes that we were seeing between Team ISF and Team Poland earlier today. There it was, of course, Team Poland who was truly running away with things at the very end, and Argentina, such a strong lineup that they have been managing to field for this national team tournament. China and Kisha, the MIBR superstars, with the Armcam of Parabellum Esports, and of course the duo of Bunnyastul and Lulitans from Team LRV Esports. A lot of talent in Argentina as well.
All on display here in this PANAM qualifier. Now they got the bonus round, 3 Mac 10s with Galils, so it's going to be fast and furious towards the A bomb site. There are 3 players here, and it's going to be an absolute pop. Actually going to get caught out, but oh, the kills come through. Overwhelming. China with the Mac 10 does find those kills. Everyone falls, and the bomb can go down. This one is a map point guaranteed. They're not even looking at the retake.
No, and it's sad to say for Team Brazil. Must be just trying to save these weapons. It's always so heartbreaking when you have as a B player, when you have established that important banana control, and you're feeling kind of happy with that, to have your defense on A be absolutely obliterated, and then at least for Nashinya, she's getting her point to raise 4K to perhaps pat her stats a little bit. Could have been detrimental there if the scoreline wasn't 15-3, but regardless, that's a beautiful pickup for her. Nice frags to end the round.
Yeah, and maybe we can see some nice frags into this round of play. It's going to be, well, it's the forced investment from Brazil. They only have 1 player saving over the M4 in Emma's, and well, she's going to put on quite the performance, but at the moment, Argentina are going for a bit of a spread with these AKs, just looking for the info. China always happy to lead the charge, doing that on both sides of the map. Looking out now towards Boiler to see if she can find something, while some of the team goes up towards Top Banana. They're just spreading out, confident in these duels.
Confident is China. Start things up strong onto you. Is she going to go for more here? It's around, but it is Yuri Tens who takes out Nashinya towards the B side, and China times in only 2 players, make that 1 player left here for Team Brazil. It's all down to Nataluxa, and Armcam with that AK finishes her off. And we have ourselves a winner! It is Team Argentina, who are the champions of the Pan-American region, the winners of the Pan-American Qualifier, and we are going to be seeing them in Bali later this fall.
Congratulations, Argentina. They will be joining Poland, who we saw earlier today, qualifier. That's now our 4 teams decided for those finals in Bali later this year. It's going to be Argentina, from that matchup just now are going to be Poland that we saw earlier, joining Namibia from Africa, and the host nation of Indonesia to determine which team from across these continents is the number one.
Yeah, what a fantastic place to host such world finals as well. We've seen the beauty shots from Bali leading up to in the breaks and so forth. And you know what? It really looks like a beautiful place to have a gathering of, I think, over 170 nations who have participated in the tournament overall. It is not only women's CSGO who is going to be taking place, but of course, that is where our focus lies. And we would like to congratulate all the teams that have been able to qualify, and especially now, lastly, Argentina.
Yeah, making it through and looking quite impressive here in this best of three against Brazil. They definitely were the favorite coming into it, and we saw why. All that experience from those players that we've seen a few top tier lineups from South America shining for Argentina and securing that win in a nice, comfortable 2-0 fashion. I think they're going to give Poland something to talk about, because I think they looked very impressive. So I'm excited for that final between those four teams. And I think Indonesia and Namibia are also a bit of dark horses into this competition. So it could be an exciting finals on our hands from what we've seen today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what is, because we have the MIBR duo of, and we were talking a lot about them initially. One player that stood out to me is Bunny Azul. She is playing in a team that isn't currently competing at a very high level. So for this national team tournament, I think maybe this was her moment to come out on the scene and really like get her name out there, because what a fantastic performance from her. Relatively unknown player for me personally, but I was just super impressed by what she was doing today.
Yeah, great scouting opportunity if you're looking for any players to pick up for your squad, and Bunny is definitely one of those players that stood out. I mean, that we saw some great rounds from her just now. There was that Inferno clutching towards Pit where she got that double kill. But I think my mind really is focused on that Mirage Ace where she almost 1v5 the entire Brazilian team. So that was incredibly impressive. And it's been great seeing a few of these players stepping up and shining. But it was a team effort from Team Argentina in the end. It felt like every single one of the players had a moment where they could shine. And they come out as the comfortable victors here today, looking fantastic in this PANAM qualifier, making their way through to Bali.
Yeah, also congratulations to Brazil for their fantastic performance. We saw it was rough. They didn't manage to get all the rounds that they perhaps wanted, but I still think that it was a great showing from them. There was especially some Deagle moments that had me gasping for air, and I think going into the future for them as well, this has been a tournament for them where these players could show their caliber, and despite them losing out in the match today, they still showed us some really good effort from the team Brazil.
Yeah, a few players that we hadn't got to see before, and definitely putting on a great performance here. And unfortunately, couldn't quite do it, but still a fantastic showing from the Brazilians, and Argentina are our victors. But that's going to be it for all the qualifiers. We have our two teams decided in Argentina and Poland to be going through to those finals. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to these qualifiers. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you when those finals do take place in Bali later this year. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
It is time for the biggest IESF World Championship. More than 120 countries. Set your mind, set your strategy. Face the challenges. Break down the barriers. Bali, the Island of Gods, 2022. Are you ready to win?